Hey guys, it's Christy. So for today's card, I wanted to do some watercoloring with my Twinkling H2Os. I have been playing with these. I got them for Christmas. I think I showed these in a haul video. But I haven't had a chance to play with them until just recently, and I have been loving the effect they give. For example, here's a card that I made for the recent Lawnscaping Challenge with some different lawn fawn stamps, and I just love the effect you get. And it's really hard to show on camera, but there is so much shimmer in this paint. It's just really, really lovely. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've picked out a couple of colors. I should have checked them before I put the water in them, but I have, okay, raspberry wine, Spanish moss, and mystique. So it's like a raspberry, a lime, and kind of a teal color. And to begin with, I'm going to just pick up a little bit of color and spread that around on my watercolor paper. This is just Canson watercolor paper. It's not a great quality. It does warp a little bit. I'd like to get my hands on a better quality paper, but I just haven't had a chance yet. And you can wet the paper beforehand if you want to. I have done that technique many times, but it just depends on the look you're going for. You get a little bit darker pigment if you don't wet the paper, I've found. And I'm going to kind of just splotch some of this on here. I'm bringing in a little bit of water here. This is just a little bowl that I painted at my local paint your own pottery shop, and I'm just going to add not too much, but a little bit to help the paint flow, and then I can go ahead and darken that up with some more pigment. If I would have added some more water to the pot and let it sit for a little bit longer, I could actually stir that paint up and use it that way, but I was just in a hurry to start the video. I have to pick up my kids from school pretty soon here, so I'm just using it like this, and that works perfectly fine. So just adding some color in some different areas, and you can always go back over something. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to bring in some of the teal. Look at how vibrant that color is. It's just beautiful. I can't get enough of these Twinkling H2Os right now. They're just so pretty. So add in some more color, mixing a little bit with the pink. Not too much because then you get muddy, but a little bit gives kind of a purplish tint, which is pretty. So do that. It's just so much fun to play with. You just, you know, keep spreading the color around and adding it here and there. The shimmer is just beautiful, though. These Twinkling H2Os have been on the market for a long time. I think the original company, I may be wrong here, but to my understanding, the original company discontinued them, and then I think they were picked up by another company, and no wonder, they're just so pretty. You do want to make sure that you rinse your brush each time you dip into another color, just so you don't cross-contaminate. Adding a little bit more of the pink in there. No rhyme or reason, just kind of adding color where I think it looks good. Maybe another blob of green in the center there. Okay. And then when you have your piece finished, you can go ahead and rinse your brush. And then you can either set this aside to air dry, or you can dry it with a heat gun. Either way works fine. I haven't noticed that it affects the color one way or another. You know, like some paints, if you use a heat gun, you know, it fades it a little bit. I haven't had that problem. One thing I will mention, my friend Jen Shirkus from my landscaping design team told me about this. You do not want to put the caps on your Twinkling H2Os until they are fully dry. Otherwise the moisture acts like a seal and the lids are like impossible to get off. So you just want to push those aside and let those dry. And I'm going to set this aside, and I have a dry one that we can work on when I come back. Alright, so through the magic of film, I now have a dry one that I actually painted a couple days ago. As you can see, the paper does warp, but if you put down enough adhesive, it's not really a problem. So, but there you can see the shimmer. Hopefully you can see it on camera, just how pretty that is. And this is another example. This time I wet the paper before I put the paint down, and then I just added a lot of water and stirred it up really well, so I got very little pigment. This one's not quite as shimmery, but it just gives you a different effect. I was trying to create like a background scene with some grass and then a sky. So you can set those aside. I'm going to be taking the Paper Smooches Flap Happy stamp set that I just got and showed you in my last haul video. And we're going to be using these two butterflies right here. So I'll go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to put some removable adhesive down under this just to try to get it to stay a little bit flatter on my work surface. I don't know how well this is going to hold the watercolor paper because it's so warped, but we'll try. Okay. Skip that. Just so the paper doesn't bump the inked stamp before we're ready to put it down. And now I'm just going to take some VersaFine ink. This is the Onyx Black. And I'm just going to stamp these butterflies in different areas. And then I'm going to die cut them out. So I really liked the stained glass effect that I got on this card. So I'm going to be trying to pick up areas with some different color in them. Like maybe right there. There. You know what? I just realized that these dies for this set are not open. They're closed. So I'm going to have to actually die cut first before I stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and do that quick and die cut a couple of these butterflies. And I can just save these for another time and fussy cut those out. Okay, so I was actually able to cut out quite a few butterflies. I got 3 of the larger size and 2 of the smaller ones, and I still have those other 2 that I've already stamped for another project. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp these out. Alright, so I'm a little bit confused because these butterflies seem to match up with this butterfly, and yet the die cuts are going the wrong way. I obviously used the die cuts the correct way, and that's how they came out, so I'm not really sure how to use those because they don't fit any of the other butterflies. So I guess I'm going to have to just use the biggest ones for today. I guess you could have flipped the paper over, but I mean, I don't know, if you were using pattern paper or something, you'd have to cut out the wrong side. That just seems odd, so I don't know. But anyway, we will set those aside then and go ahead and use these 3 on our card. So I will take these butterflies, and I've got a piece of purple cardstock here that's folded to a standard size top folding card. I thought that was a nice match for the kind of raspberry, you know, black raspberry color that I got up there. So we'll go ahead and adhere that down to our front of the card. Alright. And now I'm just going to kind of lay these out and see how I want to put them on the card. Maybe something like that. So I'm going to take this sentiment, enjoy this day. Alright, so now I'm going to take some Tombow Mono Multi and just put it down right in the center of the butterflies. Kind of leave the wings folded up a little bit. And press those down into place. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do is take some sparkling clear sequins from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'll just go ahead and get a few of these out. These are my favorite embellishment at the moment. And I'll take some glossy accents, and I'm going to adhere just a couple here and there. Okay, and that finishes up our card for today. It's kind of simple, but you get a nice effect from the different watercolored butterflies and the shimmer of the Twinkling H2Os and then the sequins. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.